Hey folks, welcome back and good morning. Time to get back into some BOTW action. No, it's been a minute here. I've been really focused on that Star Wars game. Guys having so much fun with it, like you don't even know. Okay, it looks like I'm all squared away here. Wow. Good deal. So, good morning. Happy Friday. End of the week. Booyah. Real life booyah. Hope everybody's gonna have a good weekend here. I know ours is gonna be like really nice for weather, so yes, me and coffee and outdoors all have a date. Possibly many, because you know, if it's gonna be like 75 and perfect out every day, I will be out there just about all day. Alright guys, I'll give this just a couple more minutes here to warm up. The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain. Uh-oh. I could see myself. Hmm. Hey Wanda, good morning. Good to see you again. Yeah, I know what you're saying there. I just saw myself kind of stuttering there in my window. I'm not really sure if that's gonna fix itself. Okay, so yeah, it seems to be okay. I think it's just gonna have a little bit of a delay, so maybe 5 seconds or something, maybe 10. Um, check a couple of my OBS settings real quick before I dive in. I love technology. I mean, it's great when it works, you know. Okay, I'm gonna restart OBS. That usually squares this away, so I will be right back. The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain. Okay, guys, we're golden. Sometimes you have to restart that software. I don't know why, but we're back in business. Nuts. See, I'm taking so long. Like, that keeps wanting to blank out on us. So, guys, I got my coffee. I'll get into it here in just a minute or two if you want to go get your own. Or get that bingo card ready. Marigold, good morning. Boomin', what's up? Alright, folks. So yeah, just kind of real briefly here, that Star Wars game, I know, guys, you're not seeing the graphics the way I see them. And through much research and much just fooling around with technology, I finally figured out my computer will not push the high HDR, whatever the heck that stands for, color range. So it's basically pushing like an older type. So anyway, I have some new hardware coming that should like at least be able to make it to where I can give you guys that color range. Now, whether or not you can watch that color range, that's another part of the puzzle. So, you might still see it the same old way you've always seen it. I don't know, depending on your device. But it said older devices that use SDR or equivalents will still show it kind of like grayed out to a degree. Or, like whitewashed. That's another term that they use a lot. So, yeah, it's just unfortunate. And I really noticed it like when I first started doing the Switch 2 Play a Breath of the Wild here. Because on my TV it looks big. Like, the colors are huge. A lot of depth. And then, I look at the YouTube channel of the footage I just recorded, and it's not there. So I'm like, well, maybe that's just the way it is. I didn't really know. So anyway, again, getting back to the Star Wars game, guys, you're just not going to see the graphics the way you're supposed to until I get this hardware thing resolved. So hopefully, like, it'll bring you better quality in the BotW2 here as well. So I actually just played a little bit of that Star Wars Outlaws on the Switch 2 last night. I didn't stream it or anything. I just really wanted to compare it. Maybe a slight difference in the graphics. It's not a night and day difference. I felt like the blacks were a little bit deeper coming from the Xbox, but I just was able to adjust my TV brightness setting a little bit, and that kind of evened that back out a little bit. So I think it's pretty comparable. It might not be exact, but comparable. So yeah, now that I'm really kind of getting into the game a little farther and I'm seeing different environments, textures, and colors, I'm like, okay, yeah, these are pretty doggone comparable. The play is smooth. I haven't seen it hiccup or stutter or anything of that nature yet. I like... Poor Link. Wake up. I liked the smoothness of... the character movements and just the overall game. Like, looking around, spinning... it's hiccup o'clock, apparently. I pushed that one back in, apparently. Adam Ross, Iwa, Leah, and Tony. Hey, welcome all. Good to see you guys back, for sure. Yeah, no kidding, Boomin'. Yeah, a lot better than the old days. Alright, folks, enough jibber jabber. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing going here. I know I can ramble on sometimes when it comes to video game stuff. Boom, I don't know. It's just kind of showed up. It's itchy. I don't know what that is on my chin. So sometimes I like play with it. That's how I know it's getting too long, when I can, like grab a hold of it. And then I catch myself doing this a lot, or just randomly petting it. I don't know, it's weird. Alright guys, I will go ahead and get out of the way. Peace out, Home Scout. Welcome back, folks. Level Up Royal here with you once again, and folks, time to finally get to the fourth and final Divine Beast of the game, way up there in Death Mountain. Just to show you on the map where we're at, what we're doing. I'm down here at Foothill Stable. Now, I've already been here, I've already got my travel gate activated, and I went ahead and got the map so that we can actually see what in the heck it is that we're doing here, trying to get to Goron City. But ultimate destination is right here for now, and then once we get into Goron City, that'll open up the whole Yonobo thing, I think it's pronounced, and then we'll do the Divine Beast, Vah Rudania. So folks, before I get into it, if you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, I always appreciate that. Okay, one other thing about the route. So guys, it's temperature controlled. There is a flame protection requirement going into Death Mountain. Down around here, getting up to Goron City, it's mostly going to be low protection, which means you only need the one little flame icon. As you know, unless you really kind of start venturing off course. If you get up into this type of area, that's going to be high level. If you get too close to the lava down in this area, that's probably going to be high level as well. So guys, I'm going to show you how to get low level protection from the stable that I'm at. That's one of the main reasons I like to run this route starting here at the stable. We can buy or cook the elixirs. I'll show you both. And then I really just like to follow the road, guys, because there's a lot here. There's Korok seeds, there's loot, there's gemstones. The gemstones are out of control. We need to get that under control. So once that happens, there's a guardian. There's actually 3 guardians, I think, if memory serves. At least 2 of them. And so yeah, we'll go ahead and, you know, proficiency up for that. Not only that, guys, the fire bat wings, that is a big supersuit upgrading requirement for the Snowquill set. So yeah, we're definitely going to scoop up our bat wings. And one more thing I want to point out before we actually get going, guys. If you don't already have your tower activated, just go ahead and pin that. And that'll get you going on your map there and on your mini-map as to how to get up there. Now you can go straight for the tower and avoid all that bad boy trouble I just talked about between guardians and bats. But guys, it's a climb. So do be prepared for a climb if you're going to go up that route. It's doable, absolutely. But yeah, you'll want to have some stam packed or a good climbing gear upgraded to make that climb. Not only that, there's a lot of fun stuff around here. Gemstones, Korok seeds, etc. Alright guys, it is time for our elixirs. You can go ahead and talk to Galilee here. And you can buy 1, 2, or 3. I would probably recommend just buying 3. You know, they're relatively cheap. And, you know, you might get shiny rocked on your way up there. About halfway to Goron City, there's an NPC that's walking around. Now, I've already done this in a prior stream, so maybe I'll leave a link in the description below for that. That was my Terrytown video. So basically what I did was I just kind of followed... Actually, I didn't even follow the path. I kind of shortcutted it. I went right to the tower, and then you can just kind of fly right down over here. And I've already got it marked on the map, the Southern Mine. And you'll know you got there when you cross this little lava river on this metal bridge. So yeah, again, we'll just look for an NPC out here, and I'll talk you guys through that as we go through. But he will give you one of the pieces of flame armor. If I can find the thing. It all looks the same. So that's the thing right there. That gives you good low level flame guard. By itself. You can stack that with an elixir and get high level that way. So the ones that you'll buy from her are all low level. Not only that, folks, there are tons of lizards here. I mentioned I'd show you how to cook them. You can grab these lizards, you know, stealth just makes things much easier. So I would have your stealth set going into this, but they're usually just kind of around sunbathing. And there's usually quite a lot of them. Now, I don't know why I'm not seeing any just yet. But don't sprint around or they'll get away from you. Speaking of the devils, right there. You can always take a picture of one and use your Sheikah Slate to also search them out. But you throw one lizard and just any monster part into a cooking pot, that'll get you that low level. Good old Cass. What's up, Buttercup? Okay, so you got your lizard. And any monster part, grade C is okay. If you want a little bit more time, use the grade B. If you want the most time out of that, go ahead and use the grade A. And the more monster parts you throw in, the more time you're going to get out of that elixir. So just to kind of show you what that would look like if you were to say, you know, fill that elixir up. Okay, now that was probably a random bonus that made that high level. That should be a low level. But 8 minutes is about right on the time for the amount of monster parts I threw in there. Now, if I used all guts, that would bump it up even a little higher. As a matter of fact, I'll just show that real quick since I've got the guts. And you can sell these too, by the way. If you use the guts, that really puts some value behind that elixir if you want to turn around and sell it. So we got 8 minutes before. Up to 15 minutes, guys. So that is a big difference on the grade B to grade A monster part. Probably why it sells so much better. Alright, guys, I'm just going to follow the path. There's a lot of, like, goodies around here, too. Like gemstones. You climb these walls up here, you know, left and right. You're going to see them. There's a lot. And this might be a TOTK thing, but there might be a Korok seed up here. I might have trouble actually remembering where all these things are. I'm gonna get my games crossed. Gotta love that Rivali's. Oh, I see a rock. Wow, it's like riding a bike. Hey Lily, happy Friday to you as well. Good to see you again. That's right, guys, we got 2 Korok seeds here. Nice. Just follow the river. Oh, kinda. Oh, Smotherwing butterflies. That's the other flame-proof or fire-proof butterfly. And we don't see those yet. These are Summerwing. And of course you're going to get your darners too around here, but as you get closer to the volcano, those butterflies will turn like this smoky black looking color, or a real dark gray. Tough to see because there's a lot of like floaty stuff in the air, and it's hard to kind of make out what's a butterfly and what's just, you know, aesthetics. But yeah, they're definitely there, and that's another big super suit upgrade item for the flame breaker. You also want the fireproof lizards for that too, by the way, so definitely scoop these up as you go. And that's actually another reason I like to run this route. It gives you a chance to collect all these ingredients I keep talking about. There might even be some fun stuff out here. I can't recall. Okay, I know there's a Korok seed in this pond. Yeah, I'm not going to go on too much shiny rocking here. I want to stick to the path to the, you know, highest extent possible. I say possible. Is it even possible? This is today's question. I don't know why I feel like I have to kill those. Dragonbone Moblin Spear, huh? Long throw. Wow, we're off to an awesome start. The long throw is in the house. And I'm leaving. Alright, so there's the first Guardian. Guardian number 1. I believe I will kill him. Not that I necessarily need the monster parts anymore. I just want to be able to relax a little bit here and do the looting that I want to do. Find the lizards, etc. Nice. Nice. Okay, there's the death music already firing off. The stuff that makes anxiety. And... that would be solid. Ew, I need to go get another ancient shield. Totally meant to do that. Whoopsie. There was already a whoopsie today. Alright, just play eeny, meeny, miny, mo with the legs there. Get that good head start on damage, and then he's a goner. I remember when these things used to really get my heart pumping, like the stuff of nightmares. Now it's just like, oh, there's another one. Okay, I guess I'm wasting a meal. Talk about a big difference. It only took, you know, 1,000 hours of gameplay. And actively trying over and over again. Okay, I believe our Korok seed's coming up here on the left. That's right, we got rocks to throw. Time to play basketball. Well, that was not very good basketball. There we go. Got a lucky bounce on that one. Ah, gotcha, Boomin. I'm glad it's helping. Yeah, basically the process is just chew up the legs. The only bad thing about that is if you miss or take too long, he can get away from you and start walking around again, so that can get hairy. Oh no, Marigold! Agent Smith is starting to catch on to you guys now. Not okay. Oh yeah, Wanda, that's right. Real life Blood Moon. I've been seeing news articles on that, and of course they always make it look better in the pictures. Like, we'll have to see what this one looks like, but I didn't see the deep reds last time, like we were told we were gonna see. Alright, I think I'm up to date as far as where I need to be, like, with loot. Speaking of long throw, I can't break that quick enough. Normally I would just use bombs here, but, you know, it's long throw. Not only that, when you use bombs here, like, the grade of this place, they usually wind up rolling or sliding down this hill. So maybe bombs aren't the way to go here after all. Oh, I missed. Get back here. Well, I'm going out of my way for that. Well, too late now. I couldn't stop myself. So yeah, Boomin, good call. I think you do get more fire bats here. Now, they're always going to be here around the torches. These are always day or night. But yeah, you're right. At night, along other parts of the path, you will get some more spawn-ins. Yeah, good call. I completely forgot about that. Thanks for mentioning that. Alright, so that false wall, I believe gemstones or a treasure chest or both. Gemstones. Lots of gemstones too, from what I remember. Get over here. I need your parts. Ooh, shiny. So yeah, sunshrooms too. There's not tons of them, but there's definitely a few of them. Whoops! Totally forgot about that. Nice little trap. I think that gets me just about every time. Alright guys, moving on up our pathway here, and I'll show you on the map where we emerged from that cave, so to speak. So that's what the dotted line was all about. We were kind of inside that giant cave. The Firebat Cave. And I do believe more treasure. Oh, I totally forgot when I caught myself on fire there. Totally spaced on this. I don't even know if I can read it right now because it's so dark in my living room. Well, yeah, I'll have to do that another time when I'm doing my stream setup, I guess. So I found fun little things here that I can do, like, to punish myself without eating spinach every time. When I do something silly like that, catch myself up on fire, blow myself up with bombs. Coming into Death Mountain, I'm half wondering, like, how many times I'm going to forget that I'm in Death Mountain and I try to use a bomb arrow. And there's our long throw, guys. My switch is working optimal right now. And that's going to do us no good in Death Mountain, and it's long throw, so that's gone. The drill shaft, I suppose, can be a good burner weapon. It's not a bad rock breaker. So now here, guys, you can go up. Stand by. You can keep going up the trail, but that's where you're going to run into the Guardians. Wow, I thought those were puff shrooms for a second. And I'm pretty sure I don't need the Swift Violet either, but it's there. And I'm the moth heading toward the flame every time. Yeah, Boomin, you're right about that. So I've had a lot of practice blowing myself up with bombs, and I've kind of learned where that limit is now. It's pretty close. But yeah, here in Death Mountain, if you try to pull out a bomb arrow, it just blows up in your face. And I forget that every time I come here, but maybe today, you know, since I'm thinking and talking about it, I'll be more cognizant not to do that. But we'll have to see what happens. Okay, I can't tell if that's a summer or smotherwing. Well, it wouldn't catch itself on fire here otherwise, so... Here, you're going to need that flame breaker protection I was talking about. I'll just go ahead and wear the clothing for now, just to cut down on the need for elixirs. Well, then again, if you guys are playing along and you don't have that yet, I'll just show you. The elixir gives you some time to get to where we need to go to get the clothing item. And that Guardian, I have no more attack power meal. Yeah, I think I'll take him out because there's a little bit of looting to do over there. But it can take time, like, depending on how many elixirs you have and how long those elixirs last. You know, you might not want to do this. Oh, I can't put ancient... Yeah, I can, actually. That's the one nice thing about using the elixir, it still gives you the freedom for super suits. Uh-oh. Yeah, he's probably gonna get away from me here. That's tough terrain, like, he's wanting to roll around all over the place. Makes it tough to figure out how to hit the legs. I guess you don't realize that when you're fighting these things on, like, open fields or something. Or solid ground where it's flat. Okay, so yeah, the Guardian, of course, but we're looking for treasure. I believe there's a chest. Of course, the gemstones are, like, everywhere. And I don't need any of this stuff. I need no more gemstones. But I can't help it. So nothing wooden here, folks. No wooden weapons, no wooden bows. Everything will catch fire. No wooden shields. Guardian stuff is safe and metal stuff is safe. So yeah, as far as the looting here, you know, if you really want to take the time to break all these crates, I recommend doing that. I pretty much just came here for the chest. Ooh, rupees. Boo. Right in the crack. Gets it every time. Ooh, a purple rupee. Well, then you gotta try the last one. Like, I just liked how the blue ones are shiny. But the purple, that's actually valuable. I know this works better, like, if you're not moving at all. Wow, I'm just not having that kind of luck today. I want my rupees. And a green one for good measure. Alright guys, so this would be our tower. Just feel free to go ahead and climb that, get your map activated. That's going to be a huge help. And then right below the tower, folks, and again, I believe I already scooped this stuff up. Or maybe I didn't. Huh. Well, in that case, I'll point out some of these gemstone spots and the Karak seed I mentioned. A random iron shroom. Okay, there's some nodes there. See, I think what I would normally do when I ran this is I would just kind of deviate. Once I got that chest, I would kind of stay down here along the cliff wall. And that's where a lot of this loot is, heading over toward the tower, and that avoids all that bad boy trouble. Not only that, it keeps you out of the high temperature. So it's climate controlled here. You don't need to worry about the flame protection. Okay, very nice. So just to show you on the map exactly where those nodes were there. There goes the claymore. Good riddance. Maybe I'll long throw it somewhere. Lots of nodes. Yeah, I forgot how node-rich this path was. There's a reason I took it. I believe this is our Karak seed. And so it is. Yikes! What's going on here? Okay, and just to save myself the climb, you know, there might be another node or two kind of going up here somewhere along these cliff wall edges. Maybe even up here. But yeah, just to save time, I'm going to go ahead and warp myself to our tower. Hey, Adam Ross, welcome. Not sure if I said hello to you yet. Thanks, Wanda. Yeah, I might have to, like, mute myself and blow my nose here in a second. Oh, wow, Ewa, one more seed. Yeah, have fun scouring maps. I remember running into that. I'm like, okay, there's one somewhere. It took me days to figure out which one it was. I know, right, Marigold? Every time I do it to myself, you just have to laugh. Like, you take out that bomb arrow, and the moment it blows up in your face, you remember. And then, yeah, it's just comedy. It's like, I did it again. Hey, Silent Soliloquy, good to see you. Alright, I'm just getting a little bit of coffee in here. Back to work. So folks, from here I'm just going to kind of head toward, well, we're going to make an intermediate stop. We're just going to continue following the path with a little bit of a detour. There's some looting to do up here in these little lakes. But again, this is all going to need that flame protection. And then we're going to wind up here at the southern mine. And there's an NPC walking around right about there. That will give us that free piece of, or it's not free, it's not going to cost rupees to get that Flamebreaker armor. He's going to want 10, what are they called? Flame fireproof lizards? And don't worry, folks, the southern mine, it's loaded. Like, there's at least 10 there. There's probably about 15 to 20, somewhere in that range, without exaggerating. It is insane how many lizards are there. The trick is you gotta walk around in stealth so you don't scare them off. And they are glowing, so here I am, getting luminous stones for no reason. Maybe the reason is because they glow. There's a Karak seed here. You have to blow up a false boulder wall to access that. So I think it's pretty much just nodes here. The Karak, of course. Wow, these things really glow. Like, that HDR makes a big difference. And there's Mr. Karak. Kind of surprised he doesn't, like, act like he's hot here, or roasting, like Link does. Link does not do well in the heat. Cool thing about the flame lizzles here, you get the parts, but you need these tails, guys, so that's another reason I like to run these routes. Definitely go out of your way a little bit for the tails. And the ice arrows or any ice attack at one hits him, so that's real nice. You don't really have to fight him here. And if you don't have ice arrows, get yourself an ice rod. Those work really good. You just got to be relatively close to them, but yeah, that'll get him dead too in one swat. Alright guys, there is a luminous talus here, or not luminous, Igneo I think they're called. I probably don't need it, but I'm going to kill it anyway just to show you guys how to run that fight. Last time I killed one of these things, it was kind of light on the gemstones, I thought. Oh, there's a blood moon. Terrible timing. Well, I'm not going to kill him twice. Well, yes I am. I don't think that's going to do much damage on him. Alright, so any kind of iced attack will kind of put his fire out, give you a chance to climb on board and start wailing away. And yeah, he's not going to live long. That sword really put it to him. There's the blood moon. I wonder if I'll get a respawn. He didn't technically die yet. Oh well. Okay, again guys, not the best on the gemstone drops. I feel like that could have been better. But yeah, there's a lot of them. The numbers are there. Boomin', I know, right? Like, I am constantly tapping on that Nick sense. I can't help myself. And I'll look and relook in the same corners I've already looked and relooked into like 10 times. And I don't know, for some reason, it's like, it's hard to walk away from an area without running around with that Nick sense. It's terrible. But wow, it's a lot of fun, guys. I'm really digging the game, like... And honestly, you know, I felt the price was kind of high, so I waited for a sale, but that's when they were asking like 80 and 90 for it on the Xbox. So, you know, I got it on sale for 45, which I thought was awesome, the gold edition. And that comes with the DLC with the extra quests and stuff. So anyway, I went onto the Switch 2 yesterday, you know, for Switch 2 launch day to buy my own copy on that. And it was only 60 for the gold edition. I was like, wow. That's probably a pretty fair price, so you don't technically have to wait for a sale. It's more reasonably priced for the Switch. And unfortunately, I didn't see a free demo anywhere. I looked, I scrolled, you know, maybe I just missed it. But I know I told you guys that there was a free demo. There might not be for the Switch, I don't know. But I do believe there's still a free demo for PC, so you can always download a free demo on PC, just play the game a little, see what you think of it. Alright guys, so I mentioned a lot of fireproof lizards. Go ahead and spam that A button when you're picking up rocks so you can actually scoop that lizard up before it has a chance to run away. And, yeah, under just about every single rock here, you're going to find them. Not only that, they're just kind of out here in the open, which I say stealth is going to be a huge benefit here. You'll just be able to kind of walk around, just don't sprint. And guys, the gemstones, the nodes, they're here. But mainly I want to focus on the fireproof lizards. So yeah, just search the whole southern mine area here. They are everywhere. Go up, you know, back into here. There's a few usually kind of resting on the hilltop up here somewhere. Well, or near the hilltop. And again, just check for all the rocks. They're definitely here. You're going to find your 10 plus here. And what you'll want to do is take those 10 and talk to this NPC that's walking around. And I think he's wearing the Flamebreaker helmet. Actually, he's still here. I can show him to you. Booyah. Kima! I remember him from TOTK. He didn't go far. So yeah, guys, go ahead and talk to him, and he will trade you those 10 lizards for the Flamebreaker armor. And just so that we're all on the same page now, I'll go ahead and equip that bad boy. And we don't have to worry about, you know, the flame protection anymore, at least not until we get past Goron City. But guys, there's more gear pieces in Goron City. So yeah, we'll definitely be well on our way. There's another fun little loot spot here I'll point out. There's a cave. If you follow this, like, lava river, I'll show you on the map where that is. You can go in through this little lava river cave, and there's like a waterfall that spits you out on the backside here somewhere. But guys, there's like a lot of goodies in there. Gemstone nodes. Just be aware there's a lot of bad boy trouble in there, and it's easy to fall into the lava. The walking paths aren't very wide. But yeah, there's a lot of good gemstones in there. And of course, more fire bat wings to be had. I think what's beeping on my Sheikah... no, that's something else. There's like a lot of just random stuff around here. You guys already see all the glowy stuff down below, the luminous stones. There's a couple of treasure chests on this bad boy now, so I'm going to hit that. Not to mention the fire lizzles, that's right. I knew there was another reason to come over here. And they hurt. So yeah, you want to kind of stay on the move. Don't stand in one place too long. That'll be a bad day. All these guys hurt. I know they're not silvers, but wow, they're holding good weaponry. And they pack a punch. Okay, that's actually not bad. I'm going to hold on to that. Makes for a good rock breaker for one, but I really wanted to try that against a Talus. And last but not least, I think it's a gemstone. Topaz. Alright. And that's pretty much it for treasure chests right here in this spot. Not really sure what's lighting up right now. Something right below. Gotta investigate that. Now it should be flint. I would have laughed if that was flint. I would have just paused the game. That would have been awesome. Hey, Mike B, welcome, welcome. Good to see you today. I know, Mike B, wow. I was really trying to get that content for the Star Wars to a certain point. It'll calm down. There will only be a couple of weeks moving forward. But yeah, I was really trying to get that done before Switch 2 launch. So yeah, I know, that's a lot of hours. So yeah, Mike B, I liked what you said about that expedition there. I'm interested in it. But wow, my brains were totally turning to mashed potatoes with everything I've been doing. I almost turned on No Man's Sky yesterday. But I just couldn't. Like, I was done. I was like, no. So I don't know if and when I'm going to do that expedition. Hopefully soon. I guess we'll have to kind of play that by ear. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. Hey, Tommy1, welcome, welcome. Oh, wow, I have no idea. On this particular playthrough, probably only a couple hundred, if that. Not even, actually. But yeah, on Breath of the Wild as a whole, yeah, thousands. No doubt it's in the thousands. I'm glad you're liking the Star Wars, Mike B. It's definitely a fun watch. Like, going back to just kind of like look at the video quality and stuff. I'll just take a quick break here and drink coffee and chat with you guys. You know, trying to get this color scale right, because I'm telling you guys, what I see on my TV, it's a night and day difference from what comes through to YouTube, and not just the Star Wars. It's like all the games I do. So ever since I got the Switch 2, you know, and I turned on all my 4K settings for my new TV, I'm like, wow, this is very different. Like the colors, if nothing else. So anyway, just going back, kind of watching some of the Star Wars footage to compare quality and stuff, try different color scalings, even filters, you know, trying to improve it. I would just start watching it. Like, you know, there would be a cutscene playing and I'd just be like, 10 minutes later, oh wait, what am I doing? Like, like it's that fun to watch. It's almost as fun to watch it as it is to play the game. It's almost like watching a TV series or a movie. Like, it's really good stuff. And I'm glad you're enjoying it, Mike B. Yeah, okay, at least a month. Good to know. Because normally they're only like 2 weeks or something, so I'm glad to know I have some time on that. Hey, Kathy, you said lower, and I think you got cut off there. Oh, Marigold, I did not know that the expeditions weren't on the Switch. Wow. I don't know. I just assumed it would have been there for all platforms, but dang. Yeah, I'd never ran into that personally, but then again, I don't normally do the expeditions on the Switch, so interesting. Oh, thank you so much, Kathy. A teacher, huh? I always wondered what it would have been like to be on the other side of the desk when I sat in school. Interesting. So, Tommy, you want to answer your question? I'm loving the Switch too. It's got the power to push the you know, higher end games. They're smooth, graphics are there. I'm loving the Switch too. I probably wouldn't have bought it brand new, you know, normally. I normally wait till things go on sale or, you know, I can buy them used. But the improvements are there, especially in the way it can push the heavier loaded games. Oh, wow, okay, I did not know that, Marigold. Interesting. Yeah, I had no idea that the expeditions were different for Switch. No idea whatsoever. Now it makes me wonder if it's the same for Switch too. Ah, good deal, Mike B. Thanks for throwing that out there. Alright, guys, I'll go ahead and get back into some gameplay. See you later, alligator. And I gotta get back up there. But guys, it's worth it. Like the ice arrows, that's right. They're really here in the Death Valley. What planet are we on again? The Death Mountain area here. The ice arrows are pretty abundant. So I think shock arrows, you're going to find those too, but mostly they're going to be ice arrows. So, long story short, if your Sheikah Slate is beeping, it might be worth chasing that treasure chest down. If nothing else, for the ice arrows. And I'm real curious to see what kind of bows those were, if they had bumps, but honestly that feels like work. And we all know how I feel about that. Oh yeah, look around for those butterflies, folks. Smother wing butterflies. So when I get to Goron City, I'll show you guys the armor shop. I might even spoil myself and buy the whole set, which I rarely ever do because it's expensive. Especially one of those pieces. I think it's the helmet. That's like ridiculously priced. So I usually just get 2 pieces because you can only get high level once. Like, you cannot get... like, there's no added bonus to the 3 pieces versus 2 as far as the flame protection goes. The only benefit with the 3 pieces, excuse me, is that you can upgrade that to set bonus, and of course increase your armor rating. But the set bonus is unflammable, or catch-fireable, whatever the word is for that. Flame-proof, there it is. Well, I had to reach for that one. So yeah, the flame-proof, and you know, so yeah, wow, I walked right into that thing, didn't even see it. They are tough to see. So sometimes if I'm just standing still, I can discern, you know, what's a butterfly and what's floaty stuff. Or just kind of walk around real still with the camera still. And walk slowly so you don't walk into the things by accident. But yeah, they're definitely around. Just super tough to spot. Matter of fact, if you can get lucky enough to get a picture of one, that would be the way to go to do your butterfly hunting. And guys, they're abundant. They are all around the rivers and lakes in this area. Normally in the higher protection areas, for example, I think if we get down too close to this lava, that'll be a high protection area. And I think that's why you'll see butterflies along this walking path, because it's close enough, quote unquote. But yeah, definitely around. Just tough to see. So we're going to need those to upgrade the Flamebreaker armor, which I think I already mentioned. And normally I just rely on buying them. So once I get into Goron City here, I'll take you guys to a couple of stables and we can buy them from Beetle. In a while, crocodile. I keep forgetting that one. And it's so close to alligator. Wow, 15 October. That's like 5-6 weeks. That's awesome. Plenty of time to do that expedition. Alright folks, welcome to Goron City. So before I do anything, travel gate, because I cannot tell you how many times I come here and I do something silly like buy the armor, then go to the Great Fairy Fountain, and I'm like, oh yeah, I did not get the travel gate. I'm not going to tell you how many times that's happened, but I'm pretty sure it was more than once. Kind of like the whole bomb arrow in the face all over again, only this one seems to be more painful. Not always, but sometimes we'll get some goodies out of these pots. Alright, since I'm here, I'll just go ahead and do the shrine tutorial. Wow, 50 spirit orbs. I'm going to be standing there for like an hour trading those things into the goddess statue, and I'm scared. So you can either use the barrel to, you know, keep the gate down, or, you know, if you do something silly and you don't have the barrel for whatever the reason, you can stasis it. There's our long throw. It's like, which long throw do you keep? The right answer is neither. But it'll make a good burner weapon, I suppose. Ah, fail. Total one-hit situation with that weapon in Ancient Prof. Don't even need the attack power wheel. Loving that. I honestly wish they had just rounded it up to double damage. It would have been so much easier for the math. I was really happy they did that in TOTK, as a matter of fact. The math was so much easier. Actually, the proficiencies were still 80. But like a lot of the other stuff was double damage, like the flurry rushes. And it just made the math a lot easier when it came to that stuff. Alright guys, I think that's pretty much it for down below. I got another chest beeping, that's right. There you are. Hiding in plain sight. Another 10 ice arrows, nice! Okay, there's our last chest, but in order to get that sucker, we're gonna have to do a little bit of a puzzle here. And I've just always done it with this. I never really understood. I guess stasis? And then maybe you just like shoot it with an arrow to catch it on fire? Yeah, that's so smart. So speaking of how many hours I have in the game, thousands. I always wondered how to make use of those hanging torches. And that finally just clicked. Oh, you can, you know, maybe just use an arrow, light it on fire. One thing I really loved about Breath of the Wild is I never stop learning in this game. It seems like every time I pick it back up, there's new things to learn. Definitely a forever game. Alright guys, so that is the chest that actually matters. We need the key. The key to my heart is hearty meals. And bone system. And what is this, another puzzle? Here I thought we were done here. So let me try my arrow. Well, that didn't work out. Maybe you have to break it? Aha! Maybe you have to swing it first and then break it. Aha! But again, that feels like a lot of effort. I just prefer... Oops. Speaking of effort, I get to go all the way back up there now. And on the left, we have the leaves and the dead stuff that I haven't burned yet. And on the right, we get the wheel that I get to spin one more time, because I fell down the giant hole. That's another thing I tend to do a lot when I'm in here. Not paying attention, falling down the hole. Oh wait, we don't have to do the spinny thingy again. I already opened that door with the key, we're good. Okay, so anyway, I prefer to just use the bombs. The bombs break the platform, that barrel falls down and you're good to go. Or of course you can just use the stasis. Probably the quickest way to do it is the stasis. So folks, I hope that helps you all out. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like the video, I always appreciate that. And I am out of coffee. Out of coffee. Alright guys, now that we got our travel gate here in Goron City, I'll show you a bit of a map shot of what we're doing here. So here's our shrine, and it's a good fly down point to kind of get around a little bit. We're going to be going way over here to the armor shop. Excuse me. Hey, American Justice! Good to see you again. Yeah, it's always a good time to restart BotW. Alright guys, so armor shop again. I normally only go for the pants. And then between the pants and the free shirt we're already at high level. But if you want the full set for set bonus, that's price gouging. I'm sorry, how do you go from 700 to 2,000? Ridiculous. But I've pretty much bought all of my big ticket items already in this playthrough. Like, I got the Great Fairy Fountains opened up. I got my super expensive Ancient Proficiency outfit. So yeah, I might as well just go ahead and splurge a little. And from here, folks, I will go ahead and take you to a GFF. At the complete opposite end of the map, like we literally couldn't go any farther away. Just to kind of show you guys what all is involved in upgrading that bad boy, just in case you're interested. And just so I don't take a bunch of damage here for no reason. Protect the green hearts. Probably my favorite Great Fairy Fountain because you can get 4 of those Endura carrots. Nice little fringe benefit. Da 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 da. I like how she's coughing. Alright guys, I don't know what I'm doing right now. Flamebreaker. So the first round, pretty cheap. As long as you got the fireproof lizards. And of course the Moblin horns, which are a dime a dozen. Just walk around Hyrule at night, you'll get a lot of those bony Moblin pop-ups, and you'll, you know, get them that way.
Huh? Oh.
And wow, I really want to go back over to Akela and get that shield. That just popped back in my mind, which we're going to be up there anyway.
Huh?
So it'll be a two-stop shop. That's one of the locations we can buy Smotherwing butterflies from. Alright, next. The lizards are getting to be more now, but again with the Moblin Fangs guys, dime a dozen. Just walk around at night, you'll get the stall Moblins popping up, and you'll get those that way also. And this takes us to set bonus. So you really don't need the butterflies unless you want to get the armor rating higher. Which is probably nice to have, honestly. Because I do tend to wear these a lot in combat situations around, you know, the volcano region. So yeah, honestly, it's probably not a complete waste to at least continue upgrading 1 or 2 of those pieces and get that armor rating really bumped up. Hey, Link Mario! Welcome, welcome! I checked your page, by the way. I was hoping to see your Link outfit or whatever you were talking about before. I know, Boomin. After I dropped it and I went away, it kind of crossed my mind. Maybe I should have held on to that. If nothing else, you know, to get the last shot or 2 I could have gotten out of it, but oh well. It was already too late and I didn't feel like reloading a save. So anyway, yeah guys, the Smotherwing butterflies. Now the Moblin guts, you're just going to actually have to kill Moblins for those. And a good, reliable place to do that, and I've already showed this in a prior stream, but on our way out to Gerudo to get our bone system, the Radiant set, I killed a whole bunch of moblins right around here. There's a bunch just kind of on these cliff walls, various spots. There's a whole bunch just in this area right down here. Go along this higher, walking path, you'll see one or two. A couple over here as well. So yeah, that'll definitely get you some guts flowing. Oh yeah, and then the smotherwing butterflies, there's 2 beetle locations for those. And one of them is right down here somewhere. Wetland stable. Ah, sweet deal. Yeah, I'll be looking for that. Good stuff. Alright, we're looking for the beetle. Lucky for me, he's not out walking around. This will be a quick hit. He only sells 3 at a time. So, unfortunately, you just might have to wait a while, come back, and recheck his stock periodically. I'll take them all. Okay, and then his other location. Way up here in Akela, and wow, I still haven't done that shrine. There's a couple of shrines I still need to hit. Oh, wow. One of them is over by Kakariko, the one behind the waterfall. There's the Akela shrine. I might have to do like a shrine hunting stream one of these days. Because there's a lot of shrines that are just kind of out there. They're not really on the way to anything. And I do want to hit all the shrines in this playthrough, so... yeah, that might have to happen. I also want to do a stable video. Just kind of go around and hit all the stables and do all the little pop-up side quests. That needs to happen. I think I already did the soldier one. I hope not. Okay, so anyway, what am I even doing here? I'm looking for the beetle. Don't get away from me. No, I don't want your garbage. I am not buying what you're selling. Well, yes I am. But that's only butterflies. Okay, and this one's also got those hardy radishes, which is kind of nice. Nice little fringe benefit. I probably don't need them. I got 76 of the things. And then while we're here... ah, sweet deal. So, thanks so much, Link Mario. Yeah, I'm kind of funny, like, timing. I just bought something off Etsy. It's, like, not a legit stealth suit, but it's like sweatshirt and sweatpants or like pajamas. It's hard to tell exactly what it is, but it looks legit. Like whoever like designed this thing, they did a good job on the shirt and the pants, making it look exactly like that. And even the shin guards are on it. Like they made it look really good. So that's probably going to be my Halloween getup this year. I'll have my daughter do the man bun or the man loop. I don't know. Dee Dee was trying to show me like how to do that. So yeah, I'm going to have the daughter do the do for me. There will probably be a lot of hairspray involved, but that's okay. I think that'll be real fun. So I'll definitely put some pictures on my page for that as well. Of course, Halloween's still like 2 months away, but I'm already getting excited about it. Alright guys, go ahead and talk to Cherry. Now you're going to need a shield slot available for that. Well worth it, guys. I know that's a giant ancient core, but it's worth it. I know it's 1,000 rupees, but it's worth it. Like, I got a lot of use out of this shield. I cannot even believe how long that thing lasted and how much damage it did. And you can use it offensively actually, I think I use it offensively more than I did defensively. That's pretty awesome. Alright, so I'll drop a hard save here just so I don't have to do any of that all over again at a later date. Let's go ahead and drop back over to a Great Fairy Fountain. And I believe I can get 3... Actually, no, I think this one only has 2 Endura carrots, so that was probably not the right decision. Haha! Bingo! Garbage! I say garbage an awful lot, especially like in Breath of the Wild. I actually say it in No Man's Sky a lot too when I'm doing like freighter shopping or something. I'm like, so much garbage. Awesome, congrats, Wanda. Alright, well, since I'm already here, I guess I'll just take whatever I can get my hands on. And I always have trouble remembering where the Endura carrots are here at this particular fountain. I think they're back here, behind trees. Aha! And if, oh, there are 3 here. Oh, that's right, it's the Tabantha fairy that's only got the 2. Now I'm tracking. Okay, I just wanted to show y'all like what more is involved in that super suit, just in case you wanted to go past set bonus. And I think it probably doesn't matter which piece you do. I mean, as long as you get one of them, it's a significant increase in what you can get out of the increased damage rating or defense rating. So we're already getting 4 more just with that upgrade. And then we're going to get an additional 8 on top of that with this upgrade. Now that's, you know, involving Hinox Guts and more Smotherwing Butterflies, so I know that starts getting kind of expensive, but that is a pretty good increase in your defense. And it's the same for all 3 pieces, by the way, so what you just saw for the shirt, that would also be involved for each of the pants and the helmet. Alright, guys. Let's get back into Death Mountain here. So I was trying to decide how I wanted to break this up. I don't know if that's going to be a real lengthy stream if I try to, like, do all of this with Yonobo. And then go into the Divine Beast. We should be okay. It'll probably push us past the 2-hour mark today, though. I think it's so funny that garbage was the bingo word, Wanda. Like, I say it all the time, but that being the word that, like, did it makes me laugh. Garbage. You gotta say it right. Alright, so we're gonna be needing high-level protection moving forward. I guess for me that'll be the shirt, the pants, and just any other superpower I want to have on the face. I guess the Barbarian Helm is always fun. A little bit of extra attack power would never hurt no one. So yeah, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and do the next phase of this thing. So what I would normally do is probably cut the video here. You know, just getting to Goron City would be step 1. You know, doing the whole chasing Yonobo around, that would be like a step 2 kind of thing. And then getting to the Divine Beast and actually doing the Divine Beast, that would be like a step 3 kind of, well, actually no, Yonobo would be like a whole thing. Going chasing them around over here, and then you have to use them to, like, get to the Divine Beast. So yeah, he's involved. Hey Draven, welcome, welcome. Good to see you again. Oh, thank you so much for that donation, Anonymous. Really appreciate that. Much love. Alright guys, I am just making mental decisions right now. I don't remember how long this takes. But I don't want this to turn into like a 4-hour stream, so I might cut it here. And then combine the Yonobo and the Divine Beast in tomorrow's stream. Decisions. I think I can get through all that in an hour, though, or less, and that keeps it right around 2.5 hour mark. So you know what? Yeah. Let's go ahead and press. Okay, and while this guy is just not going to quit. He's got nothing better to do. He's got to make everybody else's business his own. Alright guys, yeah, I'm just going to press. So what I'm going to do is take a real quick couple of minute break here. Drop that hard save. I will go get a refill on the coffee because that is going to have to happen if we're going to press through this. And I will be back in about 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes, depending on how long I take over here. And in the meantime, I will show you whatever Link is doing while I'm away. Should be fun. Oh, Mohammed, yeah, good call on that horse. Yeah, sometimes I forget that and I'll get bucked and I'll be like, wait, which button was it again? Like, yeah, even like to this day that can still happen, so it's a quick reminder I'm missing something. So I've heard that Silk Song is a lot of fun, Draven. In fact, I keep getting stuff on my feed popping up about the game. Apparently it's pretty popular. I don't know if I'll ever give it a try, but it's on my list. Awesome, Mike B. Yeah, thanks for stopping in. It was good to see you today. Have a good one. Peace out, Home Scout. Exactly. You don't mind a 4-hour stream. Okay, good to know. I don't know. It's hard for me, though. Like, my body to... Yeah. It's a challenge. I don't do good sitting still for so long. So, Tony, yeah, great question. I've got a Lionel strategy. You'll have to search my channel for those. But, I don't use the flurry rushes. I don't mount. As long as you're good at jumping off the horse and using bow and arrow, and you've got a good bow, you can do it from the air. And, the bone system. So, you know, I can't put a link in the chat, unfortunately, but just, you know, go to my channel, search for Lionel, and that'll show you the different ways I take those things out. And yeah, it doesn't involve any of that. I found that to be a lot easier, as a matter of fact, just doing it off the horse, or just flying, you know, from a fly down point. Or a volley's gale, for that matter. But yeah, that's my secret. I just do a lot of headshots, and then whatever I don't do in the air, I take out that bone system, and he's a goner. Thanks for asking, by the way. Yeah, thank you so much, Kathy. The good old like button. Mohammed. Alright, guys. I will go ahead and get myself out of the way one more time. See you later, Crocodile. Wait. See, I can never remember these things when I need them. In a while, Crocodile. Whew. Alright guys, let's do this little dance. So Yonobo, that whole quest line starts right here with Grandpa. I don't know if he's actually his grandpa, but I call him Grandpa. And apologies if you guys wanted to read that dialogue. I'm blasting through it, not even thinking. Alright, and that kicks off the official Divine Beast Vah Rudania questline. But we're not there yet. We gotta go do this whole milk run before we can actually get up to that Divine Beast. And we're gonna need Yonobo to do that. He's gonna be needed. He has this superpower where you can shoot him out of cannons. And the game kind of teaches you how to do all that, but yeah, that's definitely huge on getting to that Divine Beast. You cannot get there any other way. Matter of fact, you can't even get over there. Like, the bridge you need won't even drop until you shoot Yonobo at it. So, these things, guys, I know I was fooling around with him before, but you can actually just throw a bomb. Once he eats it, you can detonate it. And that gets rid of these guys. We're just going to follow this path, and the map is real good about marking location here as long as you got that highlighted on your adventure log. Okay, and that's going to take us to this NPC. Go ahead and give him a quick talking to. Do you know Yonobo? Boss wants to know. Pay attention. Boss wants to know. Everybody start panicking. The boss wants to know. And here I go just blasting through dialogue again. Shame on me. No. It feels like we've asked him multiple times now and he's not answering our question. Ah. Hey Junior 2K, good to see you again. Welcome, welcome. Okay, I might have actually went through that twice. I wasn't really paying attention there. I was trying to read chat. So yeah, we basically got to go this way, guys, but there's a little route I like to run to get up there where you get a lot of like fire lizzle tails, a couple of treasure chests, maybe even a weapon or two. So yeah, I'll just kind of walk you through that the way I'd normally like to run this route. Because it's a bit on the lucrative side, so worth it. Worthwhile. Bad thing is you're not always going to get the tail drops that you need. Sometimes they just don't spawn. Or sometimes they fall off and into the lava and then you just can't access them. So yeah, that's always a occupational hazard here along the way. And I don't like to shoot them from a distance, even though that's probably safer. Just because, you know, they start catching on fire and they can burn up. Maybe not the tails, but all the other loot. So yeah, I like to be as close as possible before I get them dead, for that reason. There's my long throw. I knew I had one. No touchy! Hey, Lego my ego, where's my stuffs? Oh, it fell down. Well, if there was a tail there... Oh. Still is a tail there, perfect. Okay, now who's shooting? Oh, he's way over there, that's right. Kind of forgot about him. Yikes! Wrong buttons were everywhere. I think that's the first time I've taken a dip in the lava, though. Did I miss him? Wow, I just missed him. That was not awesome. So I'm getting decent tail drops, and if I notice I'm getting decent drops, I always put down saves. Just in case anything happens, you know, you reload save or die or just whatever. You get to keep them this way. And there's more good stuff over here. And if you guys want to break that, I'll show you how to do that with a cannon. Wait a minute, I don't think we can break these. I think we need Yonobo as the projectile. No, wait a minute. Okay, so we can shoot something out of these. Oh, it's been a while since I've played with cannons in this game. So yeah, when this is aimed, go ahead and detonate, and that should bust that up for us. I like the music here. It's like mischievous. It just sounds like Link should be sneaking around, you know, somewhere he's not supposed to be. Looking for something he's not supposed to be looking for. I think they really nailed it with the soundtrack in this game. Okay, this one I don't think really has much of a use other than killing enemies. So yeah, honestly that'll save us some fire or ice arrows. I'll go ahead and just do it this way. Haha, nice shot. Unfortunately, if they had any tails, they are now long gone. So yeah, if you want the tails, you might want to just go ahead and do it the right way, you know, ice arrows or ice weapon. Yikes! I knew he was gonna tag me. Alright, so we do have a goodie in here. Ooh, and that one was definitely worthwhile. I think we've gotten like 30 ice arrows just on this little adventure. And I haven't been super thorough either, like... There's a lot of chests here in Death Mountain. I remember just following the Sheikah slate one day. I was here for hours looking for treasure chests. Alright, speaking of fun loot, guys, right under this bad boy nest. And this is going to be a bow. So probably a good time to do a tech refresh on that. Ooh, attack up. Nice! Look at all those 53s I got. That is insane. My burner bow is now a 51. Like, wow. Quiet. Shh. Oh, so much for that. Alright, I think they're all dropping fire arrows too, so if you didn't have many fire arrows coming into this, you're gonna have them now. Alright, we got another cannon we're gonna need over on this side. And before I do that, I don't know if once you bust that wall open, it enters cutscene mode, but I'm going to go ahead and get a Korok seed before we get into that, just to show you guys what's what. And yeah, there's some treasure in there too. That's what's beeping right now. I can't get out! Alright, so there's Mr. Korok, just to show you on the map. That's that main structure there. Booyah. And we will go ahead and get this cannon thing so that we can bust in and break Yonobo out. Go ahead and ready the bomb, and you might want to give that a few seconds to get down in there. Sometimes I get in a hurry, and you detonate the bomb and nothing happens. So yeah, just as a general, you know, give that a couple of Mississippis. Nice. You gotta time that button press just right for the bomb launch. You might find yourself going back and forth there a few times. Okay, that did not generate cutscene mode just yet.
What am I gonna do? Monsters! They're here! They found me! Help! Huh?
Okay, so go ahead and get him chatted with. Alright, and that frees him up. And again, he's going to be a huge part moving forward. See, I got through that a little bit quicker than I thought I would. Nice. And then again, lots of loot in here, guys. Like, all the pots, break the pots. I think the rupees are somewhat randomized, but I know there's always a purple rupee. And there be our purple. Couple of chests, nice, nice. And keep a mental note of the cobble crusher. I think that's what that is. Whoops, wrong buttons. So you can always come back here after every blood moon and get another one because it's a loose weapon. But just in case you're interested in recrafting the Divine Beast weapon that you can have made, you know, after the Divine Beast is dead, you need the cobble crusher, a diamond, and whatever else. But yeah, those cobble crushers, they're around. Ooh, more ice arrows. Excellent. Another purple rupee, not bad. Alright, let's chat with Grandpa one more time here. We don't necessarily need those anymore because we got the super suit. But just in case you want to wear the super suit, you can, well... The low-level elixirs won't be enough, so yeah, you need high-level flame protection moving forward.
I think I'm finally getting the hang of controlling this divine beast. I tell you what, sure is a blast piloting a toy like this around. Let those other champions know. They better eat their gravel if they want to keep up with Daruk. Speaking of which, can you believe this view? Just look at all those delectable rocks sprinkled on those mountains. Mighty tasty. I may not know a whole lot about this Calamity Ganon thing, but mark my words, I'll protect this land of ours to the death. Right, little guys? Hey, by the way, congrats on becoming the princess's appointed knight. That's a really big deal, protecting the king's daughter. No pressure. Seriously, though, the princess is a strong personality. So strong, she can't quite see the range for the peaks. Remember that, and you'll be fine. Huh? What the? What was I saying? That was a little strange. As far as I know, Death Mountain has been quiet for decades. But if the mountain is shivering enough to send out a bunch of boulders that size, then never mind. Forget I said anything.
Alright folks, once you get through all that, that will update your quest marker there. So yeah, we gotta go that way, and that's where that bridge is gonna be. And our journey up to the Golden Divine Beast. Here I go breaking pots I don't need to break. Cannot help it, they are there. So anyway, a couple of different ways to get up here. You can just kind of follow the walking path there if you'd like. You know, you can take it around here, it'll go up in elevation. You'll wind up going over this bridge at some point. I just kind of like to go more of a direct route and climb it. Or Rivali's it in this case. There's a fun little side quest on the way. There's a baby, I think it's a baby, taking a bath, and he wants to see a weapon. And it's a drill shaft, and it's up here, and there's more gemstones and stuff here, but I don't feel like dealing with choo-choos right now. Alright, where's our baby? Alright there. And I think this one is time specific, so if you come here like at night, for example, he will not be a quest giver at that time. So go ahead and say nonsense a couple of times there, and that'll break up this Death Mountain secret deal. And I used to know where this was on the map. I think it's up here. So I'll go ahead and beeline it straight to that marker. Thought there were more goodies here on the way. Lizard, but I remembered there being gems or something. Or not. Alright guys, there's that loose weapon. So of course you're going to have to sacrifice something to pick that up, and that's an easy decision when you have long throw in your inventory. Now go ahead and mark that. Yeah, we'll get back down to the baby. Oh, I can't believe I haven't gotten knocked upside the top of the nugget just yet. Go ahead and show the baby the weapon. Whoops. There it is, guys. Death Mountain secret complete. And that one has no superpower on it. There's also a shrine down here somewhere. That was a nice node. One more. Where's my shrine at? I know it's like on the way. Aha. Okay, so you can actually see it. It's right out there in the open, but it kind of blends in. It just looks like more random mountain and lava. So yeah, first playthrough, I missed this shrine a lot. And then one of my playthroughs, I finally decided to, you know, find all 120 shrines. I was like, wow, that thing was there the whole time. This will make 52 spirit orbs. There are 52 weeks in a year. Now it's like 52 and a half, but I'm not counting. Oh yeah, I kind of remember this shrine. So we have a chest in here somewhere. Where is that? Right there. So first things first, we'll get the chest. And you'll have to kind of like get a launch from the lower level first, then get a launch from the upper level here. And you should be able to access that. Ooh, silver rupee, not bad. Okay, so we'll do this one more time. And this time, go ahead and get your stasis readied. Because when this thing gets topside, we'll have to hold it here with stasis so the cage door stays open. Just like so. And that should get you out of here. So folks, I hope that helps you all out. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like the video, I always appreciate that. "52 weeks in a year. It is so hard to believe this year's almost over already. Kids are back in school. Christmas is like tomorrow. Or you might as well say it's like tomorrow, because if you don't have your Christmas shopping already started by now, you're like already behind. And I run into this every year. Alright. I'm getting a beeping that way, but I don't think that's super close. Guys, there's a lot of just random looting to do in Death Mountain. I'm not going to track all that down for right now. I'm just going to stay on track with the quest line here. And we're gonna start having a little bit of bad boy trouble moving forward. And they're black enemies, so they're not low-hanging fruit. We're gonna want to arm up a little bit for this fist fight. You know, I don't give stasis enough credit in this game. It really is a fun thing. Like, just stasising random enemies. Because the bad thing about ice here is it doesn't hold them long, because you're in the volcano, so they thaw out pretty quick. Still useful, but it's not like you can freeze an entire bad boy nest, you know, and take your time and go around and kill them one by one. It's a lot quicker than that. Alright guys, so right where the quest marker takes you, I'll show you on the map where we wound up there. Go ahead and give Yonobo another talking to.
Huh? Huh?
He's like, what are you, crazy? Why, yes. Yes, I am crazy. Do you not see my helmet? I am very crazy. Actually, you cannot see my helmet. Your banana hands are blocking the view.
Oh.
Okay, all this is basically just, you know, giving us clues as to how we need to get across. Ah, so November is your month there. Gotcha, Junior 2K. Alright, I don't think we have to actually aim this one. I think this one takes care of itself. So yeah, just go ahead and, you know, let that thing spin until it parks. Go ahead and, whoops, load that sucker up with a bomb. And that should shoot Yonobo out right on track. Alright guys, go ahead and talk to him again. There's going to be a whistling type of function coming up. We don't have that just yet. I think he grabs our attention once we get across this bridge to a certain point. Now again, this is high level protection requirement. So make sure you got 2 pieces of your super suit on here. Okay guys, so these sentries he's talking about, it's not the end of the day if you get sighted by them. They just spit more rocks down into the area. But I'll show you a way to do it where you can actually get those out of your way. Make sure you select a whistle, by the way, otherwise it won't work. Okay, so the whistle I think is the down arrow, that's right. So you whistle once, it makes him stop. You whistle again, it makes him continuing to follow you. So just keep an eye on him on your mini-map there. If you don't see him on the mini-map anymore, you may not be able to whistle him. Like, he might be too far away. Okay, so this is a moving back and forth. Good thing is we have some cover here. We can hide. Come on, Yonobo. You gotta move quicker than that, brother. Okay, so this one I think is stationary. Now, if you want to deal with this one, it's where you don't have to worry about getting seen by it. You can climb up and around, but you can't, you know, do anything with Yonobo yet. So, in order to clear the path for him, you can get up top side here and push one of these over the side. That should take care of it. Not only that, these are going to be in your way. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Alright. Ah, monster parts. Alright guys, first cannon. Again, we don't necessarily have to aim this one, it aims itself, so just go ahead and get that thing spinning around. And wherever it parks and lands is right where it needs to be. Wait for Yonobo to pop on in there like he just did. Bada bing, bada bang. Bang! Pow! Shazam!
Hippity-hoop, hippity-hoop.
I like his little giggling. He's giddy. I wonder if it's because he hit himself in the head too hard with that blast. Alright, so this one, it's coming. We need to climb again. And this time they give you objects to use. You can swing them around, or you can drop them on top. I find just swinging them around does the job. Whoops. Apparently not far enough. Come on, buddy. My new best friend. I was just reading your message there, Kathy, about this being your favorite quest line. Yeah, it's a good one. Like, I enjoyed all the quest lines, but this one was definitely one of the better. I like how they put the details into this game. They made these a lot of fun. Real immersive, I thought, for being so minimal. Like in cutscenes, they definitely found a way to fit the story in. Okay, we got some more goodies over here, might as well. Opal. You don't expect to see the power of water in the volcano region. Alright guys, you can get lost here. I know on my first playthrough I did. You kind of have to loop back around to the left and it goes up this real skinny walking path. Real tough to see. Real tough to notice with all the fogginess of the flame. Oops, I almost forgot about Yonobo. So yeah, real tough to see with all the flame whatevers, like the embers. Oh, that's right, we got more bad boy trouble here. Nothing a Savage Sword won't help us with. Hey! Yeah, that ice power really doesn't keep him frozen for long. Okay, once again, guys, you don't necessarily have to aim this one, it aims itself. Alright, come on, Buster. Almost there, guys. Wow, we're 2 hours in and I'm still not up there. I mean, we're close. I don't know how long this Divine Beast is going to take me to do. Yeah, it's going to be a longer stream today for sure. Probably pushing the 3-hour mark. And I think from this one, I usually just lob a bomb down. Kind of tough to gauge, like where you have to hit that button to blow it up. And that one's tough to hit, because it's got to be close to you. I notice the square bomb usually does better at getting over there. Yeah, I threw that one a little bit too early. Ooh, I thought I had it with that one. There we go. So you might want to, you know, give that a try. It's kind of tough to gauge. The angle isn't ideal. But if you play that with that one long enough, you should be able to get those down. Oh, forgot about my buddy. My buddy and me. I like the sound effect on the whistle too. It almost sounds like a legit police whistle. Alright. I think that one is doable via swinging the block. Real nice of them to give us free tools here to do this with. I feel like Wreck-It Ralph right now with these things. Oh, so close! Alright, that should clear the way. And this is it, guys. Third and final little bad boy nest here for shooting Yonobo out of the cannon like the circus. Yikes! Ouch! I knew that was gonna happen. I couldn't stop myself. What is that, like 3 hearts? Or more? Alright guys, same type of party. Go ahead and hit the switch. It will aim itself here. Once that stops moving, you are free to fire. Kathy. Wreck-It Ralph and the Force is with us. Yes and yes. Yeah, Draven, so what you're saying there about the Mandalorian, I actually liked that one, but the one thing I liked about the Star Wars stuff was they gave you different options. So, like, if you weren't big on one, there was usually another one there that you could get into. A lot of diversity there.
That was so cool! You really put a licking on that thing, Link. It's time to finish the job. This is our big chance.
Alright, just like every other Divine Beast, we'll get a travel gate here at this point, so if you do want to leave the area, you can come back.
I always knew you'd come back. You know, I never stopped believing in you. You're here to take control of old Rudania back from Ganon, eh? You're gonna need a map that shows the guts of this place.
Draven, yeah, I hear you on that. I didn't like his name either. It was like Grogu. I was like, man, they could have picked a better name for that thing.
Over there. Now get a move on.
Wow, it's been a while. So guys, I think the very first thing I like to do here is kind of go backwards. There's a treasure chest out here and it's so far out of the way, like there's no other good time to come get it. Alright, so from here, yeah, we need to go into the beast. Now, unfortunately, guys, it gets real dark in here. You know, we can't see much on the game. So I'm going to try to walk you through this as best as possible, but it's going to be tough. So just look for anything that lights up, like the eyeballs. And I like to go ahead and get those out of the way, like, first thing. Kind of clear the room, so to speak. Not only that, it prevents the heads from popping in to a degree. It at least cuts down on that. And you'll notice a couple of glowing chests now. Whoops, wrong buttons. So what I like to do is take out a bomb. It doesn't really matter which one. The square is probably better because you can put it down and it won't roll anywhere. And then just walk all the way back until you can't walk anymore. And that bomb will give you just enough of a glow around Link's immediate, you know, spot to where you'll be able to see objects and stuff that are near. So notice we've got a cage over here to the right, and I like to put this bomb down right here by this torch, and then turn around from here and you'll see those two torches where we first entered from. And then from here you can actually just shoot an arrow over there to light that torch. And if you don't have any fire arrows, you can actually just light a standard arrow on fire and shoot it over there. And that'll get that lit for you. That'll get the door open. And I think they actually give you a torch in one of these two chests that we opened up. Ha, there it is. Durability, which isn't bad for a torch, truth be told. And then over here... not a bad Dragon Bone weapon. Attack power up? What dog? Like, what do you put down for that? Alright, honestly, I don't use this thing anyway, so I'm going to actually pick that torch up after all. And, yeah, or keep that torch, I should say. I guess I had an extra slot there. So guys, the next room is kind of like the same type of deal. Kill what you need to kill initially, you know, get yourself a little bit of breathing room here. And there should be an eyeball that we can kill. It's a bit out of the way, that far back one there, and there's a closer one. So you might have to aim a bit high on that farther one. And there's another one right to the right here. You can barely see it depending on where you're standing. You might have to look around a little bit for that one, but just without getting us too lost, I want to stay close to this torch. Once you got those 3 eyeballs cleared, go ahead and do the same type of thing, guys. Take that bomb out all the way to the back of the room here until you can't walk anymore. And then I think this one's off to the right as well. No, maybe this one's off to the left. That's right, it's left. That's right, it's left. So go, oops. Jeepers. So go ahead and put your bomb down by the torch once again. And going back toward our previous blue torch, you can either do the same thing, you know, lighten the arrow on fire. You can really do this a number of ways. You can use the torch. Or you can just, you know, lob a fire arrow at the thing and light your torch that way. Ew, is it time for a tech refresh? I really don't want to because I have such a strong bow right now, but they don't last forever. Alright guys, if you want to do the bomb trick for lighting one more time here, you can. Actually, it might be better to equip like a shock arrow or a fire arrow. You might find that lights up your environment just a little bit better. And the fire arrow doesn't do much in addition to that. It's just kind of like a different color glow. So, I don't know. I probably prefer the shock arrow just because it seems to light things up better for me the way I can see color. So yeah, go ahead and go in through the back way here, and that will bring you to your pedestal. And guys, this will turn the lights on and open our map. Yeah, exactly, Junior 2K. Grogu. Yeah, the elephant's cool too. Honestly, all the divine beasts are good in their own right. I personally think the toughest one is probably the Gerudo.
The terminals that control Rudania are noted by the glowing points on your map. To take back Rudania, you'll need to activate all of the terminals. You got this, little guy.
An alpha for the shrine. That's an interesting idea there, Muhammad. Yeah, so the bombs is just a handy little trick in there that I found was helpful. That was before I discovered, you know, shock arrows. But, you know, like anything helps in there because it's just so dark. You can't see a thing. But we're past those days now. We've got the lights turned back on. Booyah. Alright guys, there's a lot to this beast. There's actually 4 eyeballs in this one, and I think this one drops a chest. 2 chests. Nice. Kind of low-hanging fruit there with the 5 arrows. What is this, TOTK? Sorry, I had to say it. So that's it, guys. That's the lights. Now, just like every other Divine Beast, once you get the map, you have control. So this thing kind of like has two walking surfaces. One is the one we're standing on, and then the other one is on its side. So we're going to be going back and forth between those two a lot. So first things first, I'm going to go back to where we first came in, where our two torches were. And again, a fire arrow would absolutely do the job here, or you can just light a regular arrow on fire. Go ahead and shoot that in there. That should get that lit. Door open. Booyah. Terminal number 1. DU and done. Almost. Same kind of thing, guys. You can relight your arrow via torch. We're going to have to burn down a ceiling here. And don't be standing under that when it drops. Otherwise, Link's poor nugget. Alright guys, this thing's a little bit tricky. You're going to want to position this thing like right about here. And our other walkable surface is going to be that wall. So you're going to want to kind of stand right here. Go ahead and flip the beast. And that blocks the fire and gives us a way kind of out and around so that we can get in here. And then you'll have to flip it one more time, make it level. Booyah.
There are 4 terminals remaining.
Alright, sweet deal. That's pretty much all that's in this section. Going back out to the front, we got another one over here. I don't know, guys, there's a lot of lighting arrows to get into some of these earlier terminals. Squeak!
There are
Squeaker,
3
squeaking. Stay. Stay. That's good enough for government work. Alright guys, I'm also going to show you all chests, whether I want them or not, just to show you how to get after them. And again, watch out for Link's nugget there, the sky is falling. And that was a metal chest, that would have hurt a little. Alright guys, this one, there's more to it than that. So basically what we have to do is go outside first, and before we do that we need to kind of clear the way. Go ahead and kill that thing, a chest should fall out. Want to say this one's a bow? A lot of bows in this Divine Beast. Oh no, that's ice arrows, that's right, the bow is like still up there. So yeah, this thing, we need to get a ball from the outdoors. So once again guys, make sure that you've got your flame protection equipped. This one's a little bit tricky. So go ahead and... wait a minute. This is where you need the torch. Or any kind of, you know, wooden type weapon that'll catch on fire. But it has to be blue flame. So go ahead and stand right here and flip the beast. And you'll have to do a little bit of fancy footwork, just real small adjustments on the joystick there. And then you can get Link like right here. And we flip the... uh-oh, that's going to be a problem. We flip the beast again. And we just kind of walk. And again, smaller adjustments on your walking and joysticking. That'll be helpful. Go ahead and get that sucker lit, and that releases the ball. You don't need the torch anymore, you can put that away. Ouch. Oh yeah, you don't want to have that torch equipped. I kind of forgot about that. It catches on fire and then that starts doing damage. I don't know if those things are going to stay out there. Yeah, I think they do. Okay, so anyway, once you got the ball in the hole, go ahead and flip the beast. The Divine Beast. And that'll kind of get it going this direction. And now you can actually walk up and down this deal here, you know. It doesn't really matter how you mount this thing, but you can get this chest with a little bit more fancy footwork. Real small movements on that joystick there. Whoopsie, I missed. Yeah, real small adjustments there. And don't anticipate it too much like I did. It's a bit tight on that window they give you. There's that bow. Alright guys, one more flip here and that'll get this ball down here. And to get it to drop, go ahead and use your magnesis there. Once the ball is down, it should kind of find its own way in. Bada bing, bada bing. Well, it usually finds its own way in. That opens up another terminal. Nice. Hey, Mopeezy ENT, I think I said that right. Welcome, welcome. And yeah, I hear ya. Honestly, though, the game is still relevant, so even folks that are buying it, like, today, a lot of people are telling me they're going to be getting it for Christmas, and they're already watching videos. Yeah, it's still relevant, so, like, enjoy. It's never too late to join the BotW train. Alright guys, chests. I think the one beeping there is probably the one under that next terminal over there. And this one, it's a little bit interesting. So, I don't know. I'll go ahead and get that now, I guess, since I'm talking about it. From this configuration, we can just go ahead and fly down to this next one.
Just one?
Alright, sweet deal. And I don't think there's any chest down there or anything. It's just kind of a pit. They wanted to do that in case you missed, you know, then you had to do it all over again kind of deal. And notice this cage door, guys. Make mental note of this. There's a chest down there. And guys, I gotta be honest, it took me a long time to figure out how to get that chest. Like, a long time. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go do it right now since we're on the subject. Actually, I think we need to keep it in this configuration. No, scratch that. We need to put that back up. I'm kind of forgetting how to do it. Maybe it's out here. Go away. I said go away. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna want this foot. So that's his head, just to kind of show you on the map now exactly where I'm at. That's his right arm shoulder. And we're gonna need to flip him one more time here. And we're gonna have to go for a little flight. So talk about a well-hidden chest. Like, that thing was driving me absolutely bat crap trying to figure it out. But right down there, you see there's a hole. Like, how did they ever expect anybody to find that without much pain? Silver rupee, so worth it. Oh, wait a minute. My bad. I almost forgot how to get out of here. I think that was already right. Aha! There's a switch. Okay, I'm like, wait, how do you get out? Alright, so from here, go ahead and flip that thing back up to its regular belly position. And so that's pretty much it for interior chests. What's beeping right now is probably outdoors. And guys, you can go out there, you know, the same way we just did it, but I like to go back out the tail and kind of work my way back toward the head to get the couple of chests. Not only that, we got a couple, pop a couple of eyeballs there. And you're going to want to stay on the right side. Wait a minute. No, left side. Heck, I can't remember. Okay, I was right the first time. See, whenever you're taking a multiple choice test, the first instinct is usually the right one. I know better. Alright, so gotta be real careful here. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. I think it's a 1 heart penalty if you fall off. But still, it's kind of annoying. Alright, and from here... Maybe I should have popped that eyeball thing when I had the chance. That's okay. There's a couple of them. Okay, there's one. The other one is down in there. I just don't remember how to hit that thing. I see him. Okay, he's embedded in that little mix of, like, protective spikes or whatever. But you can barely squeeze an arrow in there and get him out of the way. Go ahead and get your final terminal, folks, and this opens up the fight.
Nice. That was the last terminal. There should be a new glowing mark on your map. Stay focused, little guy.
Alright guys, that's it. Go ahead and drop a hard save here. Just in case you want to run this fight a few different times, or you're just not happy with the way, you know, it went. Maybe you ate too many meals or what have you. But guys, you're going to want to arm up, suit up, and eat up. That is my golden rule of all things combat in Breath of the Wild and TOTK, as a matter of fact. Actually, that's kind of my golden rule in every video game, especially Skyrim. So, we're still going to need temperature protection, unfortunately. So if you want to, you know, attack power boost on top of that, you're going to have to just go ahead and eat the meal. So I will absolutely eat a high-level attack power meal here, for sure. Every advantage you can get in battle, I would highly recommend that. And the best way to go here would probably be the Ancient Proficiency, but again, we need temperature protection. So if you really want to run your Ancient Proficiency, a workaround would be, you know, eat the high-level elixir or meal for, you know, flame control, and then that opens up your Ancient Proficiency. The problem with that is, you know, attack power or Ancient Proficiency, you can't do both, because you still have to have the temperature protection. So just different combinations of ways you can do it there. But the Ancient Proficiency only really matters if you're going to use Guardian weapons. But guys, it's a Guardian. So like, all the Blight Ganons, there's a hidden damage multiply in there for all Guardian weapons. So you're already kind of getting an extra 50% attack power bonus on this weapon, just because you're matching the weapon to the Ganon. So everything else is just kind of icing on the cake to get him dead a little bit quicker. So anyway, that's kind of my spiel. And I like to use bombs to get him downed. And I'll show you that here as we go. Yeah, no kidding, Muhammad. That darkness really got me. I was running around in circles forever. Alright,
Watch
beastie.
yourself now. That ugly pain in the crack is Dan's handiwork. Thing got the best of me 100 years ago.
Final fight, folks.
Go get him!
So yeah, a good shield here would be nice. I like to have a one-handed swinging weapon for this one. Or a two-handed, you know, swinger. Either way it works out. But having a shield is kind of nice, so... I think I'll switch over to a one-handed swinger. He really puts it to the shields, though. So I wouldn't just stand here and let him wail on that thing. Because he'll start going through shields. So anyway, just try to get an eye shot in. That will stun him. You can go over here and just wail on him. Now, it's not a lot of time. So another thing you can do to kind of give yourself another advantage there is stasis. So I'm going to slow this fight way down, guys. Normally I'd already have him dead, but I'm going to slow this down a little bit just to kind of show you what's what here. Go ahead and counterattack with that ice shot. Stasis him. Oh, nuts! Well, that's unfortunate. I should be taking out my shield to deflect that. I just didn't. Wow, that one-handed swinger really isn't reaching him good. Maybe a spear is a better bet for that. Honestly, I just like to do this with bow. Yeah, wow, that one-handed weapon, it's just not doing it. So unfortunately, you know, if you want to use your shield, I guess you're just going to be back and forth here if you want to switch over to a spear, which I don't even have a spear. I'm going to actually do a stronger bow this time. Bump this up to the savage bow. So look at that damage difference, guys. That's why I say I really just like to do bow for this one. So, you know, if you've got a weaker bow, you can still do it. It's just going to take some time, so keep that in mind. The ancient bow would probably be the best way to go in that respect, because again, it's got that damage, hidden damage multiplier. So if you don't have the savage bow, that would be a good solid next bet. Okay, guys, now he's going to shield up. This is where you're going to want your bomb. So he's going to do like an inhalation or whatever. He's going to like suck a whole bunch of air in. And that's when you're going to want to throw your bomb. Right there. Pow! That knocks him and that gets him all the way down to the ground. So that's my preferred method here. Once he's down, you can just wail away. And again, guys, with that stasis, just to get a few extra swings in. Oh, there we go, I'm missing again. But rinse, lather, and repeat until he's a dead man. And again, he should shield up. Well, maybe not. See, I'm used to him just shielding up every time. Oh yeah, you get updrafts here. I missed, but it's nice to have those updrafts. Well... Okay, hold on. I'm gonna play with this a little bit. So if I lose some fairies here, that's okay. I just need to see how many I'm gonna have. I don't want to run out. I'm gonna try to catch one of these updrafts, so bear with me here while I full... Okay, got it. So you don't necessarily have to run into the flames on those updrafts. They're there a little while. And now you know. So look at that. The shield protects you, but that attack really puts it to your shield. That one in particular is bad. Okay, guys, I'm doing all this fooling around. I'm really getting my butt handed to me here for demonstration purposes. But just really wanted to slow this fight down a lot, show you guys there are a lot of different attacks that he puts out here and dishes out. And there's different things you can do to, you know, counter. And let's see if I can catch one of these updrafts now. Bam, so you can get the face shot, you know, get him downed, or at least stun him out of his current attacks. But really, my favorite way is just bow and arrow. You know, do it that way. As long as you got the bows to cover that, he's going to die very, very quickly. So in other words, if you had the savage bow coming into this fight, he's already dead. like I wouldn't even still be sitting here. And this is the one I've really been waiting for. You know, I took all that time to go get my shield. Oh wait, did I miss him? What went wrong there? I didn't do any actual damage. It might have hit that wall there. I wasn't really in a good position to see that one so good. Well, that might be like forever and a day before he throws that laser beam back. Whoops. I almost fell off the Divine Beast. Also, too, when he's doing all these attacks, you know, you can still plug him in the ice. So you can still do your footwork with your bow and arrow. But yeah, I really like the updrafts because it slows the fight down. You can get in there, you can take your time, you can aim in, you can zero in, and you can just plug them. And then I'll just go ahead and finish the fight. I think I beat the dead horse enough there. I hope I showed everything at least. That was the main goal in today's stream. I wanted to show every angle, everything he throws at you, and how to hit back. Alright folks, so I hope that helps you all out. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like the video, I always appreciate that. And no more beeping on the Sheikah slate, so we are out of here.
Great work, little guy. I owe you big for this. Because of you, my spirit is finally free. Can't thank you enough. I feel like I should apologize. I was doing all I could to protect Hyrule when that thing got the best of me. Sorry that me wrestling with the rubble caused such a mess. The good news is, Rudania is now back under our control. That means that our century-old Ganon beatdown plan can finally go into effect. I'm gonna take this down the mountain. I'll have a better shot at Ganon there. And then, once you've made your way into Hyrule Castle, we're gonna light that thing up. I want to give you something. It's a special power of mine called Daruk's Protection. It's no good to me now that I'm a spirit, but it might be useful for you. Here it comes! From this moment forth, the power of protection from the depths of my soul now lives inside you. Good luck, little guy. And give my regards to the princess. we just gotta wait for the perfect shot. Once Link is in the castle, Rudania will unleash an epic blast. Ganon won't know what hit him. Hyrule looks pretty good from up here, even after 100 years. The old rolling grounds sure are a sight for sore eyes. I wonder how the Gorons fared after the Great Calamity. I sure hope everyone down there is still going strong after every... Huh? Hey, look at that. Still going strong indeed. Ha! Huh.
Yeah! Yeah! Woo!
Alright guys, Daruk's protection, there it is.
Link. Link. Thanks to you, all of the divine beasts have returned to us, and the spirits of the champions are free. We will all be awaiting your clash with Ganon at Hyrule Castle.
Alright guys, that was it. That was my 4th Divine Beast. That's why that little cutscene happened. So no matter which your 4th one is, once you get them all done, that'll come across your screen there. Now if you have the DLCs, the first time you warp away, that'll kick off another thing, kind of telling you to go back to the Great Plateau. So guys, in order to finish out this whole quest line here, go ahead and talk to Grandpa one more time. Oh yeah, he's telling us about our prize here, our Divine Beast specific weapon. Is it worth a diamond every time? Probably not. It's decent, it's got good attack power, it's durable, but I don't know, when you start talking about diamonds, the only thing I really ever spend diamonds on in this game is the Great Eagle Bow. Alright, but it's here nonetheless. I'll go ahead and get that sucker and stamp it. Wait a minute. Wow, I could not see that thing. I probably won't stamp it, because that's not like a normal chest. Alright folks, that's it. That's the Divine Beast and Goron City in a nutshell. Now tomorrow I'll go through, and do all the side quests here in Goron City. Guys, there's a lot. And some of this stuff doesn't open to, up until after the Divine Beast is done. So now that we got him all squared away, we'll actually be able to do everything there is to do here in Goron City. That should be a lot of fun. And then Sunday, I don't know what I'm doing yet. A lot of these shrines are just really out of the way. So I think what I'm going to do is just kind of do like a random shrine hunting thing this weekend and get us all caught up on that, because I mean after the Divine Beasts are done, and again, some of these things are just really out of the way and tough to get to otherwise. I still need to do the Forgotten Fortress. So yeah, we still have some to-dos there, so that might just be our weekend. Tomorrow, in addition to Goron City and the side quests, I might also take you guys around a little bit to Death Mountain. There's a lot of loot here, a lot of Karak seeds. As a matter of fact, every little red puddle of lava you see has a seed, except for the Gorko Tunnel that's kind of tied directly to a quest. But like all these little holes. So there's one. And it doesn't have to be lava, it can be water, but either way, just look for one lonely little hole like that, and there's probably going to be a rock to push that down into. I don't even know where all the rest are. It's been a while. I thought there was quite a few of them, but I'm not seeing a whole bunch of them. Okay, there's another one. Standing out. Alright, wow, my eyes are shot. It's pushing 3 hours. So folks, with that, I'll go ahead and bid y'all farewell. Definitely appreciate y'all hanging out here. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, comment, I always appreciate those things. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting. Ancient bow with ancient arrows. That would have been different. Oh, ice arrows. Yeah, good call, Lily. I forgot about that. I always forget about that. Ice arrows do help in there with that fight. Oh, awesome, Boomman. Glad to hear. Thank you so much. I know, right? So I was just reading that nephew thing there, Mopeezy. Yeah, I kind of thought that was a weird cutscene because, you know, to me it was kind of a tearjerker. You know, the guy's dead, and he's sitting there coming back to life to talk to Link or whatever. And it's kind of a tearjerker, and then all of a sudden there's his nephew laughing and stuff. I was like, it was hard for me to switch gears like that, I don't know. But yeah, at least the nephew was happy. He got to see we squared away the Divine Beast, and all is good in the world. At least in the Goron world. Water and fire. Yeah, I got you, Muhammad Job. So, yeah, the 4th Divine Beast, that really does a lot in the game, especially if you have the DLCs. Like, there's going to be a lot happening after that point. Matter of fact, I told you guys the very first time you warp, that'll generate some DLC type stuff. I'm going to go ahead and show that real quick since we're on the subject. Yeah, you're welcome, Kathy. Thank you so much. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely an awesome community that we've got here. Definitely appreciate y'all coming together for it.
Link. Link. I have witnessed your journey. You have overcome every challenge laid before you. Ruta, Rudania, Meadow, Naboris. All of the divine beasts are now free. With the strength you have attained, I am certain you can unlock the powerful force hidden within. Go to the Shrine of Resurrection and return the Sheikah Slate to its terminal.
Alright guys, and that's what officially opens up the Champions Blood quest lines there. So yeah, again, that's DLC only. But that'll happen after 4 Divine Beasts, plus you warp. You have to warp, otherwise it doesn't trigger. But that's that, folks. So yeah, again, thank you all so much for hanging out. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out, everybody.